Good morning. It is November 12th, and try to make this brief, about 10 minutes or so. And I've made some videos in the past and figured I might as well continue on with it and pick up where I left off, that I haven't made videos for quite a while. And as I keep reading the Word and things keep popping back at me, it's so crazy how God works, how the scriptures say that He works in mysterious ways. And so my wife and I have been discussing certain things, and it's really crazy cool how I kind of stumble on things that that it felt like in the past that I kind of already knew what they were and kind of how they looked like when I was younger, and then this right here just puts everything. This thing puts everything into perspective, and it's kind of like an eye-opener to just be like a slap in the face going, look dude, wake up. And it's like a deja vu kind of thing, so like you think, wow, why in the world, or not why, but how in the world could something in my mind that I knew about, like in the past, and then all of a sudden, bam, I read about it, and I'm like, wow, that's something that I felt a long time ago, or something that I knew, and now I'm thinking to myself, well, was it me or was it God that was kind of teaching me and pulling me in His direction? And then, so I got to reading this morning, and my wife and I have, been having devotions lately, picking that back up and reading together and having confessions and so forth, which has been really helpful. The one thing I really want to focus on this video at this moment is what ourselves look like. And ourselves look like before Christ came to free us from ourselves or from our sin. We were just horrible people. And I know before I knew, before I knew what I know now as far as what the Word is, I always knew that there was a God when I was a child. But once I've examined my life, and once I've examined God's heart, it's easier for us to examine it, but the best thing is applying it and having and taking this as the application and utilizing it for our future and for our generations that follow us, i.e. my daughters and my grandchildren. And I'm just going to leave you with a couple of scriptures. And the majority of my videos might be bold and blunt, and I'm like Phil Robertson says, I'm not an A+ student. I never was, but this makes me an A+ person. I graduated high school, never went to college, don't even care about all that stuff. But what I do know is who saved me. And that's what it all boils down to, is who saved me. Nobody else has. And nobody has the tenacity to do it. But He gives us the works and the boldness to have that same tenacity to do exactly what He did. And I'm going to show you some areas in which help me to make sense, to where it's no longer me who lives, but it's Christ who lives in us. And if He lives in us, then He's the one that's really doing the works through us. So our oldest past is gone, and our new in Him is present. And so, a couple scriptures. Let me just hit this at 1 Peter 2:25. For you were, we are no longer, the word is a past tense, like sheep going astray. But now you have returned to the shepherd and overseer of your souls. So He's the shepherd, He's directing you, and He oversees your souls. In my book, or my opinion, if He's overseeing my soul, my mind, my will, my emotion, if He's overseeing it, then He's basically kind of in control. Because if I've died to my flesh, and my flesh is no more, but He's living in me, I'm not saying that He's dictating me and controlling me around like a puppet, but we're allowing Him to manifest His presence through us. So He basically is in control. Because our flesh will fail us every second, every moment that we choose to live in our flesh. But if we choose to live in His presence and allow His presence to live in through us, then that's how we go out into the world and be that shining light that is so bright that it draws people to us. Darkness can't hide from the light. Anything you do that's in the darkness, your sins will be revealed. No matter what. There's one more. This speech. I found this, I think this was yesterday. But we'll go to 1 Peter 4:11. And I'll close with this because that'll make it 10 minutes. That's my bird clock clicking. Cool beans. So we'll leave you with this. It's 1 Peter 4:11. If anyone speaks, he should do it as one speaking the very words of God. And until my next video, and I could probably do hours and hours and hours and hours of just stuff that's blown my stinking mind out of the water to go over all this stuff. Not stuff, all this good information. That one verse that I found yesterday, and the verse that I found today as far as being the overseer of my soul, my mind, my will, my emotions, is that's my flesh. Now he's the overseer, and if my flesh speaks, no, not my flesh, if my soul, which is my flesh, if my flesh speaks, then I will fail God. But if I let the overseer of my soul, who I've given him and granted him authority to work in and through me, then that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be God speaking. We're going to do and say anything and everything. It will be the very words of God. It won't be us. And that just blows my mind. And I could sit here, or anybody else could sit here, making YouTube videos about stupid stuff. But creation of God's divine creation is that He made us to go out into the world and not to be of the world and to do all those stupid, idiotic things, because it says we were sinners saved by grace. The word is past tense. We're no longer sinners. And if we keep prophesying and speaking lies that saying we are still a sinner, then we get captured by a foothold of the devil, and he says, okay, yeah, you're still just a sinner. You're just going to sin. Well, go ahead, He'll forgive you. No, we were sinners saved by His death on the cross. Saved by His grace. He gave us grace of things that we didn't deserve. It's kind of like having a birthday. We have a birthday. Okay, I'm celebrating another year. Here's something. Just because you're another year older, here's a gift. For what? I didn't deserve it. Just because I'm alive? Really? He was alive. Do we not give Him a gift every year? Nah. We don't even think about Him. Or should I say the world. But the people that are of Christ, who love Christ, and who love God, His Father, then we'll do everything that this book says. And all the people that were there that followed Him. Because they were the ones that testified everything that they saw. We weren't there to see it, but we can only, in our mind, believe it by faith. And faith is believing in something that we've never seen before, but only that we can hope for. So I hope and pray that everything that this stuff tells me is all the people that before me and from generations before, however many thousands of years ago, this is our example. So I'll leave you with that. But until my next my video, and like I said, I'm just going to make videos on my phone and let other people watch them and see if they should even be posted. But God bless you and everyone who is watching this. I'm not sure who's watching it, although it is my heart stretched out to pour into my daughters and my grandchildren because of something, God forbid, if something were to happen to me up in a tree or working, that they'll have something as evidence so they can see their grandpa. Blessings on you and have a wonderful day.